I think there is no doubt that the club football, and actually African football is on the rise. African football is enjoying its most beneficial and positive trajectory in global football. And you will remember that the mission that was sent and set for us by the CAF president, Dr. Motsepe, was that we have to make African football amongst the best in the world. The competitions must be world class. Today you saw that we unveiled the new branding, a look and feel for it, to give it a fresh look. Last year we unveiled a new trophy. The commercial success story that is the African football is something we should all remember. It's a shared success for Africa. The global audiences last year of the Champions League, the CAF Champions League, the Total Energies CAF Champions League went up by 35% in Sub-Sahara. And this is thanks to what is happening in East Africa and also in Southern Africa. In North Africa, the TV audiences grew by 40%. This is unprecedented interest. But I also think that it's also leveraging from the growth of AFCON, because AFCON is enjoying all this global success at the moment. I just came back from Europe when I was there for a week and a half, and whereby we've signed about 15 new TV partners for AFCON. Now, some of these are also inquiring about the inter-club football in Africa. And I think everything is about leadership. You've got to have the right leaders that are behind this. And in CAF, we've got the right leader in Dr. Patrice Motsepe, someone who brings a lot of credibility. And of course, someone who keeps us awake at night until 2 a.m. some days to deliver a world-class product.
Last week, I saw an advert going out for the tenders for the Interclub, and especially after the World Cup. How has been the interest on African football on the global market?
Really unbelievable. And I mean, if you look at the support that some of the broadcasters have brought to CAF, let's look at the SABC, for example, the leadership of NOMSA and her leadership collective, in how they've been able to get behind the support of and the growth of African football. SABC has been one of the leading voices and the leading partners in promoting African football at the moment. And if you look at what is happening also with some of the broadcasters, I mean, if you remember, in 2021, people seem to forget, in 2021, and before, you could not watch African football in South Africa at all. There was blackout, a TV blackout, not only in South Africa, but in about 60% of Africa, there was a TV blackout. Today, football is watched in 54 countries. The tender that was launched last week is received not only in Africa, but globally. And the interest of African football, you see there, because it's one thing for what CAF says, it's one thing what the market says. And the market and the message from the market is African football is attractive, it's exciting, and the consumer wants to consume it.
Before we move to the AFCON, very interesting space there. There are some disputes leading to today's draw. What position did CAF take so that you don't affect the draw?
Yeah, look, I mean, there is independent judicial bodies at CAF, the disciplinary board. I believe that I know that they are looking into a lot of these matters. It's important that we give space to them to look at the merits of all these, be it the complaint, be it protest or whatever. At the moment, we are not at liberty to talk about it. We are giving space to our judicial bodies to look at these things. We have to continue with the business of the day, and we will be led by whatever the DC says or the judicial bodies of CAF dictates.
So it will be before match day one?
Well, I mean, everything is an independent body. You don't know. I mean, there might be a decision. Someone decides to appeal. I don't know what will happen. I cannot preempt this. The only thing I can confirm to you is that all these matters are before the CAF judicial bodies. They are being obviously processed through the system at the moment. And as administration, we are waiting for the outcome of the judicial bodies.
Never there's been an AFCON that seems to be generating this kind of interest. Less than 50 days now to the next AFCON in Morocco next month. What's the state of readiness? How's the excitement building up?
I think we are experiencing an unprecedented era in African football. I think it's something we should all be proud of. The excitement around AFCON, not only in Africa, but in the diaspora, in America, in the UK. I was in France and the UK recently. and all the broadcasters for the first time are bidding and putting big money for African football. That's not because they want to be nice to Africa, but because of the global success. The last AFCON was watched by 1.5 billion people in over 170 countries globally. It shows the interest. And I think right now we have grown the number of broadcasters already. We've surpassed all the targets that were put by the management. We're in a very fortunate position as African football. Again, everything has to go back to the leadership, the quality of leadership that is there at CAF at the moment. The CAF president, Dr. Motsepe, is the one who's spearheading this revolution in African football, whereby there is confidence, not only amongst the fans, because we've always enjoyed African football as the fans, but we all know that it has not always received its fair share on the table of opportunities in the commercial space. And right now, we are starting to reap the benefits of what has been laid out in the last 4 years in African football. So AFCON is coming up in about 40 odd days. I'm excited, but I'm also very, very anxious, very nervous, because when everyone expects you to succeed, you've got to be so paranoid. You've got to say, double check and check, and double check and check, raise the level of paranoia. And I think this is not only me, but from our president to the General Secretary, Veron, to the people who are driving the AFCON, all of us, we are excited, but our excitement is measured. We know that we cannot drop the ball right now because there's so much expectations. I don't think a lot of people expect African football the way it is right now. And we must never assume that everyone wants us to succeed. But I think the Africans, all 2 billion of them, and even the people in the global community, they want to see an Africa that is finally reaping the benefits and that is becoming a global player in the world of football competitions.
Thank you. Last question, please, guys.
On the lighter side, AFCON happens December. We've got Africans all over the world. Just your message to them ahead of this AFCON that happens in December.
Well, I mean, the tickets for the Morocco matches in the AFCON were sold out within 1 hour. We are selling more tickets in Europe actually than in Africa at the moment. And those people who think there will be last-minute opportunities to buy tickets will be disappointed. You've got to buy your ticket. But also, I think it's important that we see the AFCON in a world that is doubting Africa's capabilities, Africa's ability to do things for themselves. We must see AFCON as our response to this. That as Africans, we are capable, we are not less capable, and we have the ability to deliver world-class events. So the Christmas period is an opportunity for people to also spend time with their families. What a better time to come to Morocco.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.